Okay, why is it loading my video, but it refuses to load a playlist? Okay, fine. Don't load. Jesus. Will you load now? No, you won't. What about this one? It's not loading any background music. Like, what are you doing? Are you trying to jeopardize your own reputation? Well, you've already done that. Right, try disabling an extension. Run on click. Skip. Okay, time to find another ad blocker. Oh, that's not the one I want. Alright, there we go. That works. Right, let me load up the chat. This will be a short stream today. Right, and expand it. Alright, cool. Alright. Now we can get started. Oh, I already had the chat open. Come on, Sil, get your act together. I am so brain rotted. Hey, Metallic Onyx, 07 Blackfire 13. Hello, Kerr. Is that how you say it? Kerr? Or is it like Kier? Kira from Death Note. Jex Dragon official, Fretful, Super 3559. Alright, Super 3559. Why are you making the daily video thing? Doing something every day until Deltarune Chapter 5? Really? Oh, Jesus. No hit chat question. That would be funny, wouldn't it? That would be really, really funny. How are we feeling about the new Deltarune chapters? Or can we not talk about them here? I'd stray away from some major spoilers. Because some people here may not have played the new Deltarune chapters yet, or played Deltarune at all. I mean, I can already think of one, but... Anyway, about the new Deltarune chapters. Chapter 3... I don't know. It was kind of mid. I'm not entirely sure what was going on, like, half the time. Like, that didn't even feel like a Deltarune chapter. It just felt like some kind of spin-off. But visual-wise, I think it works. I think it works. From a gameplay standpoint as well, at least. Now, of course, I have to address the elephant in the room. That is the final boss. Why did Toby make something like that for Deltarune? Like, he clearly didn't learn his lesson from Asriel in Undertale. It's been 10 years. He had 10 years to make a balanced game. And he decided to hire FDY to make a battle. Bro hired Boss Him. Boss Him could actually make a better fight than that. Let me be honest. Boss Him could do so much better. You know, on the topic of Boss Him, I'm planning to play Error 404 pretty soon. Probably tonight. So, well, we'll see about that. Chapter 4. That's all I can say. That's all I can say about it. Also, is it just me, or does chapter 4 come off as quite creepy? You know what I mean? Like, I get darkness, I get like the whole, oh no, if you don't do this, the world's going to end sort of thing, but I don't know. That's just the vibe I'm getting from that chapter. Like, don't get me wrong, great visuals. But towards the end, it felt like it was suddenly turning into like a horror game. Like, Deltarune had always a creepy tone. It did throughout chapters 1 to 3, but not to the same degree as chapter 4 is. At least I think, anyway. So yeah, on that topic of the unbalanced Deltarune, I am working on a video addressing all of this and what the future of no-hit Deltarune will hold, because right now it's not looking too good. It's not looking too good. Of course, I don't want to get into too many specifics here because spoilers, but I don't know. UDCC, or Eldertale Deltarune Challenge Community, is not happy with the chapters. We're actually considering making separate categories for even just main route, if that's even possible. You beat Dust Swap Papyrus. I beat Dust Swap Papyrus with a glitch. Beating Dust Swap Papyrus with a glitch is completely different to fully no-hitting a game that you can't really glitch around. Those are entirely different things. I think someone already did a no-hit of the final boss. There are actually 4 no-hits now. 4 people have no-hit it. Yeah, there's Gon posted a list in UDCC. There's Kippy, Gon, Nachito, and Jimers. Jimers. I have no idea how you say that. But yeah, we're considering so many things at the minute. The hate around the final boss is overblown right now. I mean, I'm not saying it's unjustified. People have the right to be angry at a sudden difficulty curve. I mean, we were right about Birdly. Birdly was a huge kick in the face. And then suddenly that comes around. Like, what's going to happen in future Deltarune chapters? Are we going to get some sort of Flowey-esque fight in chapter 5? God, I hope not. But for the time being, I don't think I will be doing a full no-hit chapter of chapter 3 or chapter 4. I'm telling you this right now. I am not looking forward to doing that. So therefore, I'm going to spend my time on things that actually matter more at the minute, like Under Creator. I mean, Omega Flowey is not as bad as the final boss of chapter 3, so I can at least respect that. Has anybody ever heard of the... the what? Oh, that's a Bible verse. Okay. You're still at Jevil? Ouch. Yeah, if you're struggling with Jevil, don't even bother playing chapter 3. Yeah, just Don't even bother. I may as well go over it now anyway, because the video is a long way off of being finished. All right, so our current understanding. Let me turn off the music. Our current understanding of the Deltarune chapter, the Deltarune chapter 3, the final boss. Our current understanding of it, it's not consistent at all, because there's RNG, quick time events, and high damage, and if you put all three of those things into your game, then challenge runners are going to hate you. Challenge runners are they're going to find it absolutely atrocious. They're not going to want to do it. What we're considering is having 2 different categories just for main route. So it's both full, which means absolutely everything for any percent. I'm not even talking about all bosses and all recruits yet. And the second one, which is no final boss. The reason why that is because even though it's meant to be a punishment rather than an opponent, like the warden in Minecraft, it's still technically possible. But no one wants it included. No one wants it included. And the fear is that...
Chicken with the bus.
Okay, I forgot I had that as my alert sound. Okay. Yeah. The main Sorry, I need a moment. Chicken with a bus. Okay. Alright, so yeah. The main fear is that if we include the final boss in every single no-hit run of Chapter 3, no matter what we do, whether that be any percent, all bosses, all recruits, whatever, no one's going to run it. No one's going to run it. Despite there being 4 no-hit runs of the final boss itself, that doesn't mean it's any easier, because you cannot strategize against RNG. You just can't. Don't even try. And even Gon said himself that if you don't have a good reaction time like he does, it's not possible. And he knows what he's saying. He's one of the Deltarune goats out there. Second to the Azrael. That's what we're thinking. And there's also the bit after the first puzzle in Chapter 4. Like, don't even get me started on that one, because that is a problem within itself. Anyway. More details to come soon, hopefully. Hey, Springy. Why did you type that in my chat? Why? Why did you type that in my chat? Salty Lily... I doubt Salty Lily would send you to type that in my chat. Also, hey, Salty Lily. I didn't even notice you were there. How coincidental that Salty Lily showed up when you mentioned them. Sure. Are you sure about that? RNG, Toby Fox really did hire me. Did he actually? You're not anywhere listed. You don't list anywhere in the credits. Peak alert. I'm sorry, I gotta play it again.
Chicken with the bus.
You are the Deltarune. I am the Undertale. Yeah. So, yeah, to why the Steve voice? Well, I didn't do a Steve voice. I can do a Steve voice if you want me to. But I'm not gonna. You found out what part... Taxi Derby did a bit of that? Wow, no matter what... No wonder why it's so unbalanced. For context, okay, Taxi Derby did the bullet patterns for the Vera Vera-kun in Chapter 2. And those suck so much. Like, you would only understand how bad they are if you're around during my Stowgrave no-hit attempts. Which, I don't know, like, maybe like 2 of you have. Like, I just hope... Now, this is probably just wishful thinking. I just hope that in an update that Deltarune becomes a little bit more balanced. Like, it's heading in a terrible direction in terms of balancing. Gameplay-wise, it's fantastic. But for challenge running, no. Nowhere near the same. SP Dusttail has joined the chat. Oh no, I'm trying to no-hit it. I keep failing on failing at the last attack. What, on Jevil or Dusttail? You're confusing me now. The Elden Ring chapter. You know, that actually fits. That actually fits. The final boss needs some nerfs. Yes, I agree. I think... Good grief. I think the RNG in general throughout Chapter 3 and 4 needs to be toned down drastically. Because... I've said this before like a million times, but I'm going to say it again. There's a huge world of difference between a game being difficult and a game being unfair. And when you rely on RNG for your attack patterns, that just makes it unfair. If you're trying to escalate the difficulty with it. It's like... I hate making comparisons. It's like Last Breath Renewed. Need I say more? Constant use of RNG to elevate an attack's difficulty ends up with a run that's basically almost impossible to get. And the same thing applies to this. Applies to Deltarune. And some high-level challenge runners don't want to play it anymore because that's how it is. You got all but 2 letters correct. Yeah, I certainly don't want to relive that experience, and I'm pretty sure no one else wants to either. Would you consider the final boss to be one of the hardest fights you've done? For completion, probably no. Probably no. I'd say it's up there with Dust Belief. Because of how terrible it is. You know, actually, let me have a look back through my catalogue and see if I can find anything that's actually more difficult. Of course, Salty Lily's practicing final boss no hit. Of course, just as I mention it. Right, so what's the hardest fight I've beaten? See, it's been so long. I've done so many things, especially over the last week, where I just forget. I just forget how hard it actually was. So the hardest fight I've ever beaten. That's actually a really good question. I'd probably say that the hardest fight that I've beaten, in quotation marks, is FDY's SP Phase 2. I put that in quotation marks because I used a power up in Final Attack because it's just so stupid. So technically I didn't beat it, but I also did beat it if you know what I mean. FDY balancing. Yep. Need I say more on that one either? But yeah, Chapter 3 final boss is not as bad as the hardest fight I've ever beaten in general. Like, FDY games definitely take the cake. Minor spoilers, but it's funny how the final boss even has a blaster circle attack. I mean, I wouldn't really class that as a spoiler because like 1% of players have been able to see that yet. Like, you're not even required to get that far. You can die to it and then skip it. You can die to the final boss. That's allowed. Final boss is just Sans for you. Eh. I can see. Yeah, I'm definitely going to be curious as to how this routing thing turns out. And if it's even doable to do a full no-hit chapter. But I don't think it is. Not if you include that BS in there. Yep. I'm with you there, Metallic Onyx. We're all afraid now. Like, what is Toby going to add in Chapter 5 and onward? Like, we get to Chapter 7, and it turns out to be impossible. Like, my question is this. What stops Toby from just making a boss that's impossible to beat in Chapter 7? Hey, as long as you can skip it, I guess that's fair game. But that doesn't mean that you should add something like that in your game. If you like, I'm gonna open up my video project file. I'm gonna tell you one of the things that that I said in the video. Hey, don't you dare crash on me, arsehole. Right, mute these so I don't spoil anything. Yeah, if you're going to add a challenge in your game that you expect players to overcome one way or another, don't make it RNG spam. Hey, Determined Human. Wait, let me put the music back on. Alright. I think right now you're going to see a first here on Still Gaming. If you just give me a minute, I will do something. Turn that off. All right. I intend for my voice to be a little bit muffled. I don't know if this is any better. It probably isn't, but okay. Oh, fuck. Okay. Yeah, I'm doing a sneak peek, okay? I'm doing a sneak peek. If it will even let me. Where's the fucking thing?
Now it's even easier to sell for free on eBay.
Oh, shut the fuck up!
So we've used a grand.
Shut up! This is why I use an ad blocker. Alright, okay. I'm gonna change this because right now it's glitching out, and it won't let me. Hold on. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Oh, for God's sake, why is this not working? Okay. You know what? Let me just do this really quick. I'm not going to bother doing what I wanted to do because that's turning out to be very, very tedious. Hey, it's me. What up? Dude, why's my chin? Why's my chin in that? I don't want my chin in that. You know what? Yeah, I think this is better. I think this is better. Torso cam. I was actually planning on a keyboard cam, but I don't have the right angle for that. Hang on, let me just do this. Yep, there we go. That's better. Hang up for 1 second. Ah. Okay, that's good. For those who are who are subscribed to my rhythm game channel of Sil, then you already know this setup. But obviously, some of you might not be. So, you know what? I'm just going to show you what it's like when I'm actually mashing something. Ah, no, don't play that. Do not play that. Right. Give me 1 sec to put the game on capture. Come on, you stupid thing. I mean, is this really the best example? I mean, Undertale doesn't really have that much mashing in it, so... Yeah, I think you guys get the point. That's not a sight read. I have played this song before. Shush. See you never. Yeah, I hardly play the game anymore. I'm back. Hi back. I'm Sil. Memorizing a map is generally harder than just playing it. You know, actually, I think the best way for me to show my what's it called? You know, I'm just gonna play it. I'm just gonna play it. Windows Media Player, yay, but no such thing even exists in the OBS thing. Do I remember which one it is? Fuck it, we ball. Keep in mind, I haven't played this in a while. Rep, I am not monetized. I don't make a single penny off of YouTube videos, and I don't want to. I am much better off making money in other ways, like getting a job, than relying on a broken algorithm. Wow, I'm doing really bad at this. Why did it suddenly turn? Don't heal. Fuck. I mistimed it. Yeah, I actually don't remember where to aim on that one. But yeah, there you go. Alright, I'm gonna get rid of this cam now. I would move it back up, but my... not exactly in a good condition right now. Alright, deactivate and put back on the VTuber. Put the camera back up. Oh, gee, okay. Alright, there we go. Whoa, what happened here now? Okay, I guess it just remembers the last place it went. Where did Frisk get 2 pans from? They're not pans, they're shields. How do you not have more subs? I think 6k is enough. B-Tail. I would play B-Tail, but it's shit. You might redo that pattern with the spear. Which one? The one where they fan out, or the green soul ones? You know what? No, because there's double shield. No, you can't do that. You can't do that yet in Under Creator. Where the box moved. Oh, okay. What diff would be Chapter 3 last boss no hit? Are you talking about the one prior to the last one, or the actual last one? Because we all have different definitions on what the final boss is. Actual last one. You know what? Fuck it. We ball. Okay, that took a while to load. Yeah, spoiler warning. Alright, see you, Blackfire. Have a good one, my friend. My question is, how are they able to do 5,000 damage to Tenor, but only like 100 damage to the 3 heroes? Plot armor much? And why don't they just kill Toriel? Wow, that chair must be really heavy. You think Carol is the knight? Let's just wait and see what the next few chapters have to tell us. It's fine to theorize, but don't mistake that theory for the actual facts. God, the hitboxes are generous. You still want to annoy everyone in the chat? I forbid you. Yeah, was I even touching that? I don't think I was.